Welcome to part 3 of our Shadows of Rose Supreme Team run from Resident Evil Village. This whole video is the boss fight with the Executioner. I don't do it particularly well. I'll try to point out the things that I do wrong and the things I do right. There's a big cutscene coming up here that will kind of explain what's going on. And Rose is surprised that this isn't really the crystal.
Well done, little one. You've more than earned this reward. Almost looks like the real thing, doesn't it?
What?
It's a replica, of course. Nothing that valuable could ever manifest on this stratum. Did you really think I'd give away something so precious? I had to bait the trap with something.
No! No!
Now comes the real fun. The perfect place for your demise. Let the show begin!
Okay, so the boss fight has 3 parts. The first part, each one's kind of broken about by where the sensitive spot you're supposed to shoot him is. The first part is on his chest here. You can get some good shots right at the beginning. Basically, you're just confined to this little room here, circling around this effigy. I'm not sure exactly, these corpses. But you see here now, he's chasing me. He's got his hand up. That means he's going to grab me. I know that I can block this, and when I do, it will stun him. And then I can get at least 1, maybe 2 shots at his sensitive spot before the stun kind of wears off of him. Of course, you're stunned for a little bit there too, so you don't get a whole lot of it. But that works out. That's a decent strategy. It's kind of expensive in the sense that you need to have a lot of these around, and you can see we're kind of low, but you want to keep those around anyway, just in case he does catch you. When he's carrying the axe like that, or the mace, or whatever it is, like that, he's not going to try to grab you. He's going to try to kill you. So you just keep running around in the circle. There's nothing overly complicated about this. If you can kind of do the Dark Souls thing, kind of bait the attack, and when he attacks, he will thump on the ground and be kind of paused for a second, and you can hit him then. But this strategy right here works really pretty well, and it was what I thought I was going to primarily use for at least this portion of the battle.
I admire your tenacity.
And you can see if you're actually pointing at him when he's coming with his hand, you can stop it. I wanted to make sure I was loaded before he grabbed me, and so I didn't let him grab me that time. So I think I do this section of the boss fight actually pretty well. I miss here. I never really got a good shot, but I don't even know if I didn't pull the trigger. But block once again. Used up the 2 from the leaf thing, which is 8. And that ends the first round. So that actually went pretty well. It wasn't overly expensive. It did cost me one of my refill things, but there's a flask that comes not at this point, but in the next point. This what I call the intermission. There's 2 of these guys, and on hardcore, it's hard to kill them both with the amount of handgun ammo you have and shooting quickly. But we got rid of one of them, got around the other one. You can't back up if you're in the wrong place. You need to get near that door before the goo starts, because otherwise you get caught in that goo, it's done. You want to get this out of the way, and he moves really fast here, and that was a complete mistake. I thought when he ran around that way, he was going to come all the way around, but of course he didn't, and so I just threw away one of my pipe bombs. Now I'm using the pistol here, and that's actually kind of the right weapon for this, because he rushes and he will swing the hammer, and when he swings it, he's going to be paused for a little while. And now I'm looking to see how much of the little nodes I could get, and I don't think it's worth using it here because he won't try to grab you. He just will run and strike the ground. When he strikes like that, I should have turned around immediately right then, and I could have seen him in his vulnerable state. It's coming out here. Don't try to shoot him when he's swinging. Wait until it stops swinging. I switched back to the shotgun, but the distance is kind of wrong for the shotgun, and I did not move fast enough there. I'm giving myself a C rating at best on the second round of the fight here. Wasted a pipe bomb. Not getting things hit when it needs to be hit. The idea here is to wait until he rushes. He'll hit like that, and see him just swinging kind of wildly. And now that's when he wants you. So it all went pretty quick. So I guess I'm being hard on myself, but I wasted a pipe bomb, and I wasn't looking at the right times. The second intermission, you get 2 more of these guys, and I tried to do this with the handgun. I should have just used the shotgun. I know I don't have very many shells, but I should have just used the shotgun because I don't want to use my one refill because it would give me all 3 of it back, and there's a flask right over there, and if I can get to that flask, I'll get a 4th little node on my icon down on the bottom right corner, and I will be full. And so using a leaf to fill yourself up just before you get this is a complete mistake. But see, now I have 4 nodes, but I'm gonna waste several of these nodes with these guys, and so I've got to make sure I'm healed. The more critical mistake is that I'm still here fighting with them. If I'd have shot them just immediately with a shotgun shell, 2 or 3 shotgun shells could have killed both of them, maybe 4 at the worst. But now this guy's already here, so I can't get that node off. So I can't actually enter the final round of the battle. See how that whole room is full of goo. You've got to get that other node off before that room will clear out, and you need to be in that other room, because with this on his back, fighting with him in here is kind of insane. But I saw him going to grab me, and so okay, I can do this block. But now the problem with using the block when the thing's on his back is like, at best I get 1 shot here, and I'm really vulnerable there. So not a good strategy, and being back in this part is not a good strategy. And it all came about because I didn't shoot those first 2 and these guys with the shotgun in the intermission, because I really should have. Now I've used 2 of my 4 nodes on them. Finally get smart and get rid of one of them there. Now is when you really enter what I would consider round 3. Presumably you could fight the way we were fighting back there, but that's going to be a long, drawn-out battle and probably not all that good. There's still one of those hunter guys left. You do just like you did previously. You get them to chase him around this, but now I have this other hunter guy, and you see he was still paused there, so I just kept going around until I could get to his back, and then you get flip around and go the other way. And this guy's gonna take my last refill from my flask. So the only thing I did right is I didn't panic and use one of those things. This is a huge mistake. Don't do that. Don't ever go back into this area. During this part of the fight, once you're in that little circular arena, you'll see he won't chase you as much as he will just dissolve into the ground, and then he will pop up, and wherever you are, he will pop up behind you. And I am doing the absolute worst thing. Well, not the worst thing. The worst thing would be going back in those tunnels, because every time you go back in those tunnels, it's really bad. He will pop up behind you, and you can't get far enough away from that axe. But what you want to do is you want to stay very close to this effigy, and when he goes down in the ground, can try to let him grab you, okay? And if he grabs or he strikes, what you really want to do is you want to bait an attack, and you want to be as close to this effigy as you can be. And see, I go too far out, and so when he comes up, I'm away from it, so there's nothing blocking the shot. If you stay real close to the effigy, then you just corner around it, and when he does come up, he'll be behind you, but he doesn't have a good angle on you, and he will miss. But if you try to make a large circle like that, or heaven forbid you go into those tunnels, he will clobber you every time. So, and here I'm doing it again. I was close to it, and now, okay, but you heard that signal when it says end this, that he's going to do this. He's going to come up and he's going to throw his arms up, and there's if you were confident and you were there standing there, you could have pegged him at least 3, 4, 5 times. This little section means I've done quite a bit of damage. And it doesn't really matter where you run here, just run to something that looks open, because this stuff's going to come up on your feet. No matter what you do, it's always going to get your feet at least a little bit, and then just try to run to where there's an opening. Once that's over, you get back into the same mode of fighting with him again. I thought maybe I would get a chance there, but there's nothing there. Hopefully I do this at least once and you can see it. But so now he went down. If I cut right there, if I cut real close to that to the right, and I just keep going around right instead of being out here in the middle of the room. See, I'm out in the middle of the room. Boom, hit every time. So if you stay next to the effigy and run around that hit will miss. He still pauses just the same amount of time whether he hits you or not. So if you're not stunned by being hit, then it's better. You can usually get 2, maybe more shots off of him. But here he's gone down on the ground again. If I get close to that and I just circle around it, like that wasn't great, but you see what I said. Like I went around it close and he couldn't hit me. So another C effort here, not really understanding the fight. Some of this is my own fault. You know, it's it's kind of the second time I'm going to let him grab me on purpose. Notice how the refill, it filled all 4 of them now. If you'd used it before you got the flask, it would have only filled 3, and so you at least got another note out of it there. But you can see how that strategy still works. You can still stun him and get around. And we got through it. It took me twice to get through, so it wasn't bad. But I could have done things much better, and it would have been much cleaner and less expensive. That second intermission got really kind of dicey there. I was drinking a lot of fluids. So. Well, that's the boss fight. That's one of 3 boss fights in the game. The second one comes up a little bit later, and then the final one, of course, with Miranda. The Miranda fight can be a long fight. The next one with Evelyn's not really all that long. So we'll see you in the next episode.